In the dimly lit room of our remote research station, surrounded by maps, equipment, and the remnants of our ill-fated expedition, I welcome you to a bone-chilling journey into the heart of darkness. What you are about to witness is a harrowing tale of a scientific venture gone horribly wrong, a descent into a world of fear, isolation, and unimaginable horrors. In this video, we'll unravel the disturbing events that unfolded during our expedition to an unforgiving wilderness, and the eerie encounters that shook us to our core. Brace yourselves as we delve into the horrifying expedition that forever etched itself into our nightmares. This is a story that will send shivers down your spine and make you question the boundaries of human exploration and the unknown. Welcome to our tale of terror and survival. The Eye of Malevolence. Deep in the uncharted forests of the Amazon, our expedition team ventured further than any before us. Our goal was simple yet ambitious: to uncover the secrets of the ancient civilizations that had once thrived in this lush, unforgiving wilderness. But as we trekked deeper into the heart of the jungle, we had no idea that we were on the verge of discovering something that would change our lives forever. Our group consisted of archaeologists, biologists, and seasoned explorers, each with their own expertise. Among us was Dr. Amelia Warren, a renowned archaeologist known for her tireless pursuit of lost civilizations. Her determination had brought us all together, and we were eager to assist in her quest. One fateful day, while hacking our way through the dense underbrush, we stumbled upon a hidden cave. It was obscured by thick vines and foliage, a testament to the centuries that had passed since it was last touched by human hands. Dr. Warren, with an eager glint in her eye, led the way into the dark abyss. As our flashlights pierced the shadows, the cave walls revealed intricate carvings and hieroglyphics, telling a story of an ancient people who had once revered a powerful artifact known as the Eye of Malevolence. We couldn't believe our luck. It seemed we had stumbled upon the very object of our search. At the center of the cave lay a stone pedestal, upon which rested a small, ornate box adorned with emeralds and obsidian. Dr. Warren reached for it with trembling hands, and as she lifted the lid, a malevolent energy seemed to seep from within. The air grew heavy and a chill crept down my spine. With a sense of foreboding, we decided to take the artifact with us, convinced it would hold the key to unlocking the secrets of this ancient civilization. Little did we know that we had just unleashed a darkness that had been dormant for centuries. As we continued our journey through the Amazon, strange occurrences began to haunt us. At night, whispers filled the air, but we could never discern their source. Our supplies dwindled mysteriously, as if some unseen force was sapping our provisions. Paranoia gnawed at our sanity, and sleep became a rare and restless luxury. Dr. Warren's obsession with the artifact grew, and she spent countless hours poring over the hieroglyphics, desperate to decipher their meaning. Her once vibrant eyes now bore a haunted look, as if the artifact's malevolence had infected her soul. One evening, as we camped by a raging river, a palpable tension hung in the air. We gathered around the campfire, the artifact sitting ominously in the center of our circle. Dr. Warren, her voice trembling, began to recite an incantation she had found among the hieroglyphics. As her words filled the night, the very forest seemed to come alive. Trees creaked and moaned, and the river roared with an unnatural fury. The shadows danced wildly, and the air grew thick with an oppressive darkness. We watched in horror as the artifact began to pulsate with an unholy light, casting eerie, shifting shadows across our faces. Suddenly, the ground beneath us trembled, and the artifact flew from Dr. Warren's hands, landing on the ground with a deafening crash. We scrambled back, fear gnawing at our hearts, as the very earth seemed to rebel against the malevolent energy that had been awakened. From that moment on, our nightmare truly began. We were stalked by an unseen force that seemed to be fueled by the artifact's dark power. It took on different forms, whispering in our ears, distorting our senses and driving us to madness. Our group splintered as fear and paranoia tore us apart, each of us haunted by our own private horrors. I too fell victim to the artifact's malevolence. Night after night, I was plagued by terrible nightmares, visions of unspeakable horrors that threatened to consume my sanity. I saw the ancient civilization that had once possessed the artifact, a civilization that had fallen into ruin and madness, driven to the brink of self-destruction. Desperation gripped us as we realized there was no escaping the relentless pursuit of the unseen force. Dr. Warren, now a shadow of her former self, confessed that she had unleashed an evil beyond our comprehension. She believed that only by returning the artifact to its resting place could we hope to break the curse that bound us. In the end, it was a harrowing journey to the heart of the Amazon, as the malevolent force did everything in its power to stop us. But driven by a glimmer of hope, we managed to reach the cave where it all began. With trembling hands, we placed the artifact back on its stone pedestal, and a profound silence fell over the cave. As we stepped away, the whispers ceased and the darkness lifted. The forest around us seemed to breathe a sigh of relief, and the oppressive weight that had hung over us for so long lifted. Dr. Warren, her eyes filled with tears, finally found solace in knowing that she had righted her grievous mistake. But as we left the cave behind and made our way back through the dense jungle, I couldn't help but glance over my shoulder, for I knew that the malevolent energy of the Eye of Malevolence would forever haunt my dreams. A reminder of the horrors that lurk in the darkest corners of the world, waiting to be awakened by the curious and the foolish. Beneath the frozen whispers. In the frigid wilderness of Antarctica, our scientific team had embarked on a groundbreaking expedition. We were tasked with studying the alarming effects of climate change on this desolate continent. Our group of 8 researchers was determined to uncover the harsh realities of a warming world, but none of us could have imagined the horrors that awaited us in the icy abyss. As we traversed the unforgiving landscape, the biting cold gnawed at our bones, and the ever-present darkness seemed to swallow us whole. Our equipment hummed with life, recording data that could change the course of history, but it was a constant reminder of the isolation we faced. Dr. Emily Reynolds, our team leader, was the first to notice something was amiss. She approached me, her voice tinged with unease. "James, have you seen Mark recently? I haven't seen him for hours." I glanced around, my breath forming icy clouds in the frigid air. "No, I haven't. Maybe he's working on the data inside the research station." Emily nodded, but doubt lingered in her eyes. "Perhaps. But I'll check in on him later." Hours turned into days, and the isolation of Antarctica wore on us. Emily called a team meeting in the dimly lit research station, the fluorescent lights casting eerie shadows on the frost-covered windows. "Something's not right," she began, her voice shaky. "We're missing Mark, and I can't reach him on the radio. We need to organize search parties." As we split into groups to search the icy expanse, paranoia crept into our conversations. Whispers of, "What if something got him?" and "This place is driving us mad," circulated among the team. Hours passed and our searches yielded no sign of Mark. Panic began to set in, and Emily's leadership wavered. As we huddled in the station once more, the howling wind outside seemed to mimic our growing unease. It was then that Dr. Sarah Mitchell, our geologist, spoke up. "I heard something outside earlier, like footsteps in the snow." The tension in the room escalated and we all exchanged nervous glances. "Sarah, are you sure?" Emily asked, her voice trembling. Sarah nodded, her eyes wide with fear. "I'm sure. I thought it was Mark returning, but when I looked, there was nothing there." The room fell into a heavy silence broken only by the distant howling of the wind. We all knew that the odds of someone surviving outside for days in these conditions were slim to none. Yet, the idea of something lurking in the Antarctic night sent shivers down our spines. Emily took charge once more, insisting that we stick together and keep the research station locked. The long hours of darkness seemed interminable as we clung to the feeble warmth of the station, our breaths forming frost on the windows. Days turned into weeks and paranoia festered. We started hearing voices, whispers in the night that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. We couldn't make out the words, just faint, eerie murmurs that echoed through the research station. Emily, Sarah, and I gathered in the dimly lit corridor one night, our faces drawn and haunted. "We can't stay here," Emily said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Whatever is out there, it's not human. It's taking our forms, mimicking us." Tears welled in Sarah's eyes as she whispered, "I think I heard my own voice out there." I nodded, my heart pounding in my chest. We have to leave. We can't trust anything or anyone. With trembling hands, we gathered what supplies we could carry and made our way out into the unforgiving cold. The whispers followed us, growing louder and more insistent, as if the very air itself had turned against us. The landscape seemed to shift and warp, the ice and snow taking on grotesque forms that mocked our desperation. It was as though Antarctica itself was conspiring with the alien presence to drive us to madness. Days turned into a blur of survival, our dwindling supplies and the unrelenting cold threatening to claim us. But we couldn't return to the research station. It was tainted, inhabited by something that wore our faces but was not us. One by one, our group dwindled, each of us falling victim to the relentless pursuit of the alien presence. In the end, it was just Emily, Sarah, and me, the remnants of a once promising expedition. As we trudged through the endless white expanse, we knew there was no escape. Our voices had joined the whispers, our thoughts no longer our own. The alien presence had finally consumed us, body and soul, leaving nothing but echoes of what once was. In the frigid wilderness of Antarctica, a groundbreaking expedition to study the effects of climate change had descended into madness. The unforgiving landscape had become a living nightmare, and the alien presence that had stalked us relentlessly had claimed us all. As the whispers echoed in our minds, we were lost to the frozen abyss, forever bound to the otherworldly force that lurked beneath the ice. Thanks for watching. To support us, please like and subscribe.